Like to get to know you well. Like to get to know you well. Like to get to know you. Oh, hello. It's Easy back in the shed of polishing. Just having me coffee. Oh. Oh, that's the first one in well over a week. Yes, I've been on call, so therefore no Ribena. Right, let's put that up there out the way for half a second. Posty's been. I've undone everything. What did he bring me? Fuel hose. That's pretty cool. Let's put some light on the subject. Is that one? No. Yep. Yeah, so fuel hose, it's 4mm internal, 8mm external. Oh, it's not, it's 5mm internal. And 4 little clips to go with it. That's nice. I've got an empty bag. That's even nicer. I've got the head bolts and the head lock nuts and 2 exhaust studs. That's nice. What else was broughtaged? Oh, you know I was having more Ribena. I was having fun trying to find a cylinder barrel for this little FZ. I managed to locate one from a friend, and he sent me, he ordered me from another supplier and sold it me, and it turned up yesterday on a little tiny box. It's got the piston in it, the barrel, the rings, gudgeon pin clips, and one little fin was snapped off where it had been flipping dropped by that parcel farce. So bless him, he said send it back to me and I'll send you another one. So if any guys are out there doing FZ50s and you're looking for a cylinder barrel, do get in touch, drop me a line below, beg your pardon, and yeah, I'll put you in touch with him. Adam, that's his name. Right, so I've got to send that back off. What else was I waiting for desperately? And it didn't turn up. Ooh, the springs. And here they are. So thank you, Dave. I'm glad you're feeling better. These are in really good. In actual fact, these have got grease nipples on there as well. Ooh, greasy nipples. And it's got the chrome outer washers, and sadly the little felt pieces are a bit past it, but I have bought a service kit for this gubbins here, and that basically consists of, and those of you that know the FZ50 inside out, you'll know what I'm talking about here, these pieces and these pieces. Okay, that's sort of top and bottom, if you like, bolts for the springs. As you can see, I've done my best with that, but it's still a bit Roger Daltrey, isn't it? That, so. Okay, so yeah, I've got that kit coming. That wasn't cheap, but it would have let the whole thing down if I hadn't have gone for it. So that's that. Anyway, come over here and see what I've been doing. I've had to do a bit of a modification on my grinder, and I think it's worked brilliantly. Where's the part I took off? There's the part I took off. There's my grinder. I took this piece off of this side, one with the springy drilly attachment grindery thing. That's all gone. So now I'm left with the sanding stone and it's like Scotch pad. I can't really describe it. You can press it in. It's like sort of felt almost. Anyway, look at the results. I have been beavering away all last night, blasting away at it, and it's come up. Okay, it's a little bit, but that's had no wet and dry so far. That's just it, as it is. As you can see, it's, I mean, that was real skanky. Again, I should have took a flipping photograph before and after. Anyway, there's that one. There's this one. Again, it's not getting over those pits, but all in all, from a distance, you know, if you're sort of 10 yards away with a pair of dark glasses on, that looks alright, doesn't it? And I've managed to clean up all the surface. I've got no hesitation about doing that with this, because it's not really abrasive. It's more of a polisher, if you like. And that's brought that right back to sort of almost factory fitment. Oh yes, Posty also bought 3-bond. That was Mr. Silk, Mr. Paul, who said, oh, knickers. No, he didn't say knickers. There's the bit down there. I'm not bending down. He said, get this stuff. He said, it's absolutely brilliant. So I did. It's sort of like a, I think I explained actually in the last video. So yes, it doesn't go hard. It stays sort of almost liquid, but it was £17 odd for that little tiny toothbrush. Anyway, I can't wait to be slurping that all around there. Also, I'll tell you what, with this kind of work, once you start, it is so addictive. You can't flipping stop. I even had a go with this. That. I was going to paint that black. I've got barrel paint, actually proper barrel paint in the cupboard of plenty in there. But yeah, started, and I just couldn't. I had to sort of turn it off again, just get myself indoors and get my head down, because I was knackered. Right, so this evening I am going to be doing this piece. See what I can do with it. Now I've modified that grinder, it's opened up a whole new world of doing this kind of stuff, because this is dull and yeah, just like it is, you know, kind of thing. Look at my air holes, they're great, aren't they? What I thought of doing was, because it's quite tricky to get a great big piece of metal, you know, just on that little wheel face there without getting it knocking against all of the actual housing of the machine. What I'm going to do, you know, we've got a good, that's a good 3.5 inches, isn't it, lads? A good 3.5 inches there. So what I could do was mount this. If I cut some of this stuff, this block, that sort of width, and screw it down and literally mount, well, perhaps a bit wider so it's got a bit more stability, and screw it down, that will raise that 3.5 inches right up here somewhere, and I can put a bigger wheel on there, couldn't I? Which will come out of the boundaries of this. Because it's sort of recessed, it's a nightmare. But imagine a wheel like that on there. Oh, I'll be able to get in all the little nooks and crannies, and I'll be a happy bunny. Something else I wanted to tell you, and I've forgotten what it was. Oh, well, I'll come to me after a few more slurps of coffee. Okay. Right, let me crack on. I want to get on with this main engine cover panel plate fixture. I want to crack on with that right now, because I know that's going to be a good hour and a half on there, because it is time consuming, but the clock just whizzes around. It literally, time flies when you're doing that. Okay, right. Oof, right, Bean. See you in a bit. Hello team, where are we? We're in the shed, aren't we? Right, bit of a catch up actually, because I've not really been in the shed the last few days, because I've had a steroid injection in me knee, and yeah, I'm not comfortable. So so I've not been doing stuff apart from playing with my organ indoors, if you saw my previous video. Right, enough of that nastiness. Lots to tell you about. I'm not doing anything today, this evening. I'm just literally refreshing and telling you what's going on at the moment. Posty's been going mad. I'm still waiting on the barrel. Hopefully that'll be here tomorrow. I had one delivered, but it was, the fin was cracked off of it, wasn't it? So yeah, let's have a look and see what post he's bought. Oh, by the way, I've got dyslexia. Yeah, I found this angel finder. That's cool, isn't it? Pretty good. Right, yeah, front upper arm. So the suspension arm at the front, there's a repair kit for that. It's got various pins and bits and pieces. I think it's ones with the nipples on it, wherever it is, on it. So I've got an oil seal for the kickstart shaft. I have one set of stainless steel engine case, and you might have already caught a glimpse whilst I was fannying around there of the cylinder head. It's been nicely painted. Look at that. Now I used my favouriteest paint of all time, and that is my old favourite VHT barrel paint. It literally goes on like it's coming out of an air system. Yeah, I've got some bees, wasps even, and I think you've seen the head bolts and the nuts, and there's a couple of exhaust studs, and you've seen the fuel pipe already, haven't you? What else have we got? Oh yeah, there's that old bag again. Right, there was something else I needed to tell you. Oh yes, I've had a bit of a, oh look, I've got some coffee. Oh, it's a bit cold. Yeah, I've been looking at the engine panels that I've done. They've been undercover, so there's no stuff going on them. Right, now let's get down to the nitty gritty. A lot of you guys are saying just paint it, because they're pitted. They're not designed. They weren't manufactured to be polished. They were manufactured to be painted. I understand that completely. So yeah, but where we've got, instead of me just painting it, of which I have 6 cans of paint indoors. I've got VHT grey, silver. I've got acid etch primer. I have gloss black VHT. I have gloss white. What I'm going to do with these plastics, let's not digress a minute. I'll talk about that in a second. But going back to these engine panels, I will be painting them. But before I paint them, I had a brainwave, as such as, where's the blooming other bit gone? Oh, there it is. Come on, you can't hide forever. Yes. Here we go. Right. This one's fairly pitted around. It's around the other side pretty much. But I want to concentrate and draw your attention pretty much to this part. As you well know, this is the underside of the bike, in which this bracket fits on there somehow or other, and the 2 6mm bolts go through, and then your stand goes on there, but pin through there and stand, so that's okay. But of course I've got all this metalwork missing, and what with all the other pits, let's have a look, see if I can find some proper nasty pits. Which part was it on? Can you remember, lad? It's not that one. It must be this one then. Oh yeah, here they are. See this kind of thing? Well, I have a plan. It's a cunning plan. It's more cunning than Mr. Fox on a cunning day. I bought, a long time ago, some of these aluminium, well, I think they're aluminium, sort of soldering, brazing sort of rods. You heat the work up with your normal sort of handy doobie heater, gun thing, fire, butane, whatever, and you sort of heat the metalwork up to a certain temperature, and you add these sticks in, these aluminium sticks, and it just pulls, and you can fill, you know, aluminium holes or divots in with this stuff. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that, and I can also do that building on here. I can make some sort of, I don't know, I might use some of that, what do you call it, that chemical metal stuff, and just make a sort of a, like a reservoir there, if you like. And I'm going to put some M8 bolts through there, because that's what that hole's been reamed out to, because of all the rot in there. Bear in mind, you see, the bolts that go through are only M6. And that's an M8 size hole, so I might even put M8 bolts through there. All I've got to do is open up the holes in the little bracket that I just showed you. So my philosophy was, if I've got some threaded M8 rod somewhere, I think it's over in the corner there. I'm going to put the M8 rod through there. I'm going to put oil on it, on the threads, whack it in there, so you've got two pieces sort of like 6 inches. And I'm going to build that sort of like a moat up around here and do something with this. And I'm going to literally heat this up and then dab on these aluminium rods, and just let them fill up and make, just make that one solid lump of alloy. And then I can sort of thread it or just drill it out, because I can unthread the threaded rod that's in there, can't I? So that will leave a thread inside. Outside. That gives me 2 options then, doesn't it? Or, you know, or do I just fill the whole flipping lot? And I haven't got enough rods for that, because then I could have just re-drilled a 6mm an M6 hole or an M7 hole, isn't it? But no, I'm going to tackle that, so this will be metal in the end. So that was my brainwave at 3 o'clock in the other morning. Sat in bed, I'm like, do you know what? Yeah, I could do that. So that is one thing that I will be doing shortly. Before that, it's the plastic panels, the mud guards, front rear. You've got the fairing under there somewhere. You've got this piece here which goes between thy legs and all that kind of stuff. I failed on the hydrogen peroxide experiment because of lack of UV light, lack of tin foil, etc. Blah blah blah. You know the story there. And I've bought that cream to smother on, covering cling film, or whatever you guys call it in America, wrap, something or other. And yeah, I was gonna just stick that under my UV light. Then I thought to myself, well, I have got a proper old fluorescent UV strip somewhere. It's a three footer, I think it is. I can't for the life of me find it, but I will. So I've either got that to fall back on, or putting all that nonsense aside, I can spray them. Yeah, I've got, like I said, I bought the white gloss paint. I might just spray it all. Because on that air cleaner side, the small little box, you notice there was like a red, like an orangey, rusty patch, or like a heat, like it's been, it gotten very hot and kind of burnt, which would tally, because I think the engine did get ragged with I think I don't know whether the oil pump failed. I can't wait to test that out. So yeah, the engine overheated, hence the not being a barrel or a piston with the whole thing. Because it was just absolutely mullered. Well, the piston was there, wasn't it? But it was absolutely flipping mullered. So that's what happened to the engine, I'm guessing. Anyway, so yeah, I've got to alloy weld, stick weld, and fill in these divots. I've got a alloy weld braze, if you like. Brazing is anything above 800 degrees, as far as I think. But soldering, I think it is classed as soldering, because this is below 800 melting point. I think it's somewhere around 640, something like that. Google it if you want to be, get all the proper digits. So yeah, it's going to be basically soldering. That's its technical term, I guess. All these panels, so that's good. And I can also, because the frame. Let's have a quick look at the frame. You see? I'm going to have the same sort of fun with that as I have with the engine covers and panels and stuff. So, yeah, I might be doing a lot of
a lot of soldering with that as well. I have a filler, it's a car filler. It's like a 2-pack filler, so it's the best one to get. I've got some of that I was going to use. That was my plan for the frame, just on the underside, because it is probably pretty scabby there, isn't it? So yeah, I've got 2 options now, haven't I? I've got the soldering or the filler. So watch this space. What else was I going to tell you guys? I can't remember. There is so much. Like I say, the place is an absolute bombshell site. There's just stuff absolutely everywhere. I can't even see my work surface. That's how bad it is. So yeah, lots of bits to clean up and all the rest of it. But now I'm going to go in, put my feet up and enjoy my coffee. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, like I say, barrel should be here tomorrow, so there's nothing really stopping me cracking on. Oh, I've also got final drive bearings just turned up. That's, where did I put that? I think that's still indoors somewhere. There are so many bits and pieces all over the place that I can't even begin to try and find it. I'm not even going to bother this evening. It's all there. Yeah, so the only oil seal I couldn't get is this little sausage here for the selector lever, or the lever that disconnects the drive to the wheel when you pull the handbrake, the rear brake. But I've had a good look at it, and it just needs like a cotton bud and a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Oh, alcohol. Oh, disgusting. This stuff is brilliant. Need a bit of that in there, not in the cotton bud, just to get the grease and grit and stuff out of there. I reckon it's good to go. The thing is, if we look where it is on the engine, it's at the top. Okay, ooh, let me do that. It's actually at the top of the engine, the oil level. Let me try and put that down and point it out. You've got 800 ml, less than a litre of oil in this whole great big gearboxy part, if you like. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, isn't it? So that's going to come up to about here on a good day, isn't it? So the chances of anything flying out of there, that's a breather. Yeah, there's a little bolt and a flap goes on there. So yeah, the chances of it's not submerged in oil, that's what I'm trying to say, in a roundabout kind of way. So yeah, I reckon I'm good to go with that. I can concentrate on the front. What I'm going to do, first of all, is paint that stuff white, I think. Then I can get that bagged up and put it in the loft out of the way. It frees up space in here. I can't move over this side of the workshop because of all the gubbins here. So once that lot's out of the way, I can then start thinking about getting paint onto these engine cases. What I'm going to do is isopropyl alcohol wipe and tack cloth off all of this stuff once I've done that soldering and I've sanded that flat. Fingers crossed with that. It's a new territory for me. I've never done that before. I'm hoping that I can form some new metal on the underside where the stand goes, because it will just look better. I will feel better that it's done, and hopefully it won't crack and just fall off. So fingers crossed. Right, anything else to tell you about? No, not right at this moment in time. I think I'm going to wrap that video up here and just get this banged out to you guys, and then I'm going to start work over the weekend doing what I've just said I was going to be doing. So trying to create space in here. I'm getting really bogged under. There's no work surface. There's literally nowhere to do anything at the moment, plus my knee, which is throbbing. So yeah, it's all good. It's all fair and nothing more, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for looking. If you're new to my channel, like and subscribe. Please drop me a thumbs up. There's a notification bell or something, so somebody told me once, that you click and then you can get notified when my other videos are out. I've changed the name actually from the Easy channel to Easy Restorations, because I kind of like fixing stuff, if you've not sort of gathered that already. So, you know, I'm not a master of anything, but I like to have a go. I hate the thought of things going into landfill. Just, if it's broken, it can be fixed. You know, most things can be fixed unless it's glass and it's broken, then it's knackered, isn't it? So yeah, I'm going to be doing all sorts. I mean, I did that Casio keyboard. That's another part of why I picked it up. A, because it was my favourite price, it was free, and B, because I would like to make some sound effects, some little ditties, a couple of little notes, and record it onto my laptop via some MIDI cables, so I can put a few tunes in my videos, just spice them up a little bit, to make them a bit more enjoyable, I think. So that is a plan for that. I'm studying music at the moment. I knew nothing about MIDI and keyboard notes and yeah, I can't remember the terminology they were using, so do forgive me. But yeah, I can do chopsticks and then when the Saints go marching in, that's about it. But there we are. Okay, right, I'm going to leave it there. Tatty bye. Thanks for looking. Oh, got itchy ear. Oh, I think my brain's trying to fall out. Right, take care. I'll see you again next time. And yeah, drop me a comment if you like. Oh, where's my piece of paper? Do you know what? I reckon I've left it indoors. There's a few more of you guys have had a guess to win the item that has no price on it. The Watch of Destiny. And do you know what? I looked at it the other day very closely. Take a look at the name of it. Okay, Quim. I have no idea what that means. Probably being attacked by 1/4-inch drive sockets. Oh, I'm not. So yeah, get your guesses in for how much it's going to cost me to fix this bike up from start to finish. Yeah, I'm up for a few quid at the moment. Oh, I've just bought, like I say, that paint was 31 quid. If you want to tick that off on your list of price. Right, I'm definitely going now because my coffee's getting cold. Take care. See you soon.